So straight up, I've always been a digital artist. It's what I've been comfortable at. I have the OP undo button. I be spamming that like throughout every process, throughout every time lapse I do. And recently, I got a massive sketchbook that I love dearly, and I have more incentive to do traditional stuff, right? And I redrew an old piece I did digitally, and I was shocked at how much better it was despite it being in pencil and paper because I don't have the undo button, you know what I mean? So it kind of shifted my worldview, and now I think that, yeah, so this time lapse is actually a new rendition of an old traditional piece I did, but in Clip Studio Paint. So I wanted to do the complete opposite of what first wooed me with the first piece I was looking at, to see if like maybe the deciding factors why I was so surprised with like the difference was maybe, I don't know, just getting better over time, skills, stuff like that. So this is my idea of like a pseudo scientific process where based on the results of this, I can now determine if digital art is better than traditional, which it for sure is, right? Yeah. So I found myself focusing on a lot of the mistakes made in the original piece and trying to like fix them. Cause I failed to mention this, but imagine everything was done in pen, so it was riddled with mistakes. It was very wild and messy, and I tried to like fix the proportional stuff that I noticed, the stuff with like anatomy, where the eyes of one eye is pointing this way, with other eyes pointing that way, stuff like that. So I was trying to fix the mistakes, make it more sensible, the stuff I couldn't fix with pen. Yeah. And it kind of spiraled into me focusing on very minute details that don't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the same stroke 15 times and then like rotating and turning this and then turning it back. And it's one of the pros of digital, but if I was focusing on it too much, and I started to spend a lot more time on the piece than what I wanted to. You know what I mean? And digital is supposed to be the easier one. It's supposed to be a lot faster, a lot more convenient. And because I'm nitpicking the entire way, I'm spending more time than what I took on the traditional piece. Real quick, I'm for sure gonna show you the first original sketch of this, but I don't want your mind to be like tainted by the old one. So I want you to look at the new one first, so you kind of have a better idea in comparison, because my mind is tainted for sure, because I'm trying to make it perfect, for a lack of a better word, right? And no, that is the best word, perfect. And that doesn't exist, especially in art. So I was doing a whole bunch of nothing for a long period of time, just like strokes, doing the same stroke 15 times. Hopefully I cut that out of the time lapse so you don't see that dumb stuff. Yeah. But it was fun trying to replicate a piece that I did before, because I started to realize that once you do something, it's hard to do it again the same exact way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was a whole bunch of fun realizing that. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I was go so far to say I vehemently hate it. That's a new word I learned. Can't use it again, but you know what it means, though. It's a lot. Yeah. So, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right redoing a piece. And at first, I liked digital more, but there's something special about like mistakes and just having this personality in it, right? And a lot of my sketches that I do, even in digital, is rough, because I like that vibe. It gives everything I do a bit more personality, a bit more oomph, a bit of an X factor. And this, what I do, it feels naked just looking at it. I don't like it. And that could be because like I spend so much time looking at the first original piece, that nothing I do will like scratch that itch. And I think it's about time I show you the original piece. It's wild. It's wild. I don't know if you're gonna like it as much as I do, but this traditional sketch is like peak. I don't think I'll do anything like it's not one piece. I need to finish a point before I move on to a next point. Okay, so this is not one piece. It's like a mixture of bunch of pieces I did throughout the same day, but it it just it's just magical how this is done with pen. It's like riddled with mistakes, but somehow I turn the mistakes into something cool at the end of the day, you know. I couldn't replicate that in digital art, even though I tried. I think one of the big things that stand out with it is that in the traditional sketch I did, the value, there's a lot more, it's a lot healthier. There's a lot more range in the values I'll use. And in the digital one, right? I don't know, I feel scared because I'm trying to make it perfect. I just don't do as much I could with the values and push it. So that's something I think is just a skill issue, to be honest. But it just goes to show that I thought traditional stuff was like caveman work, like only caveman did that. That's for like old people. Drawing with pen, drawing with pencil, nah, bro, that's for old heads. But now after I try to redo one of my traditional sketches, I realized the pros of doing stuff in pen, doing stuff with pen and paper, pencil and paper, and how it can really give your work more personality. And I actually want to start doing like probably paint, using that type of stuff, you know, learning how to mix colors, and it's gonna be crazy, you know what I mean? I'm a traditional guy after this. Just drawing with pen is just too OP, bro. It's just too crazy. It just makes you a different beast. So I think I'm gonna do it more. It looks better to me, but you should have an opportunity, of course, to tell me what you think. Yeah, that's it. Peace.